Hey guys, happy Thursday, happy 4th of July. Of course, later today, we're going to be at Chesapeake City Park for our Family Fun Day. Love to have you join us. I think we're going to be there 1 to 4 or something like that. We have food and games, things like that. Love to have you join us at Chesapeake City Park in Chesapeake, Virginia. So yesterday we kind of wrapped up talking about being others-minded in this society that we're living in. And it says in verse 3 of Philippians 2, and when you do things, do not let selfishness or pride be your guide. Instead, be humble and give more honor to others than yourselves. Do not be interested only in your own life, but be interested in the lives of others. So one of the biggest tricks of the enemy, we kind of talked about this yesterday, is to get us to become so self-focused and self-centered. And our language has even gotten, so self-focused and self-centered, YOLO, you only live once, and, it's all about the bag, and I got to get mine, and other things that we say. I know sometimes we may say it jokingly, but we got to recognize that those things could be a part of what we're really seeking, and if it's said in the right audience or said in the right place, the person can think you thinking it's all about you. And we have to realize that God wants us to give ourselves away, to be generous with our time, generous with our talents, generous with our resources in a society that we live in that is so focused on self. And so all these mindsets of selfishness really run contrary to the character of God. And we kind of talked about this yesterday about what God is like. And we read Genesis chapter 5, and we stopped on the word goodness. And we said goodness means to be benevolent, profitable, benefiting others. It describes an active goodness, virtue, excellence, or, of course, generosity. God is a generous God. So how and where should we walk out or demonstrate this generosity? First of all, I believe we need to start at home. Generosity really should start at home. Parents toward their children, children, toward their parents and their siblings. It does no good to bless the rest of the world if we don't first take care of the needs of our own home. 1 Timothy 5 says, if anyone who does not provide for their relatives, and especially for their own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. So it's so important that we understand that part because as parents, it's our job to make sure we ensure our kids are taken care of. And it's unfortunate. I know people have made mistakes, made bad choices, made bad decisions. Now they find themselves where their kids are living, with one other parent, or they may have, relationships where they have to see the kids only on weekends, but then there's a child support kind of thing going on. So it's so important, if you're in a situation like that, we're not passing judgment, but just make sure you're able to take care of your children and just really work out some kind of agreement. You hate to have to go to court, but if you have to go to court to do it, go ahead and do it. But just make sure you do it where everybody is getting what they need. Nobody's taking an advantage of one person or the other, because the main thing here in that situation is to make sure that the children have what they need. They didn't ask to be here. They're here. Now it's important for the parents to be able to work out an agreement with the court system, if possible, to make sure that the kids, are taken care of. And so in this really fast-paced society that we live in, we got to make sure we're doing our best to take care of our homes, because the home is really the first safe place here. This first place we should demonstrate the goodness of God. Another place we should demonstrate God's goodness, of course, is at work. And when we begin to treat work as worship and seek God and honor God in it, it really, I believe, changes the whole perspective about going to that quote-unquote 9 to 5. I don't know what 9 to 5 is. There's no such thing as a 9 to 5. Most jobs are 7:30 to 3 or 8 to 4 or whatever. But anyway, Colossians 3 talks about that. It says bondservants or employees obey in all things your employer according to the flesh, not with eye service. Of course, eye service means only doing the right thing when the boss is watching, as men pleasers, but in sincerity of heart, fearing God. Verse 23 says, and whatever you do, do it heartily as unto the Lord and not toward men. So Paul is really instructing us to go to work with a generous heart and respect God. So if you respect God, let's not murmur at work. If you respect God, let's not complain about the boss. If you respect God, let's not allow ourselves to get caught up in everything all else, office politics. Now let our light shine. We talked about that a couple of days ago as well. Because believers, we do more than what's expected. We go beyond what's expected. Why? Because we love God. And so Matthew 5 talks about that. You have heard the law of what it says. The punishment must match the injury, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say, do not resist an evil person. If someone slaps you on the right cheek, offer the other cheek also. If you are sued in court and your shirt is taken from you, give your coat too. If a soldier demands that you carry his gear for a mile, carry it too. Do over and above. And so, a Roman soldier, of course, could legally pull a person off the street and require them to carry their gear for 1 mile. That's why they could pull Simon to carry Jesus' cross, when that happened during the crucifixion. But Jesus says to be generous with your life. Don't let them dictate your service. Go the extra mile. Give yourself away. Be encouraged, church. We love you guys. Enjoy your holiday. Hope to see many of you all this afternoon at the Family Fun Day. Enjoy your day.